Hello everybody, and today for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles we are reviewing the Wasteland Warrior. So this is a sort of Elseworld tale of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they are in a post-apocalyptic world where there are no humans at all anymore, only mutants, as Raphael says in his monologue. But it's really just Raph and Donnie, because it turns out years ago, a mutagen bomb exploded, causing every people on there to turn into mutants and turning the Earth into the Wasteland. And it's just Raph and Donnie. And Donnie has been turned into a robot, and Raph is now a giant turtle who has lost his memory and with a beard. Weird choice to have a Raphael with a beard, since turtles don't grow beards, but hey, it's fiction. We can have fun with a bearded Raphael. So these two are traveling through the wasteland, trying to just survive. Look for food, weapons, equipment. But they are being ambushed by the Ravengers. Not the ones from Guardians of the Galaxy, but these mutant Ravagers who are out to get them. And it's very... I could say this episode's very Mad Max inspired. But mainly what happens is they are ambushed by the two. Like, the two are ambushed, and Raph has to use, his little blaster thing when he gets ambushed. And he does pull out his size, but he's mainly using the blaster. And Donnie, because he's a robot, he has more advanced equipment, and they do fight the Ravengers, but they manage to get away, and they are traveling through the desert, trying to look for a gas station to find more fuel, but Raph ends up going to an abandoned pizza shop where he feels he's just going crazy, but the Shellraiser is stolen by a mysterious figure, and Raph is just scrolling through the desert, literally going crazy. He's just laughing, and it's very intense. But he passes out, but he's picked up by Donnie, who was in the Shellraiser recharging, and he manages to capture the person who did this. It was a girl named Mirai, who's this, I think, mutant Haida, or whatever you want to call her. Apparently, they're wondering if she's part of the Ravengers, but she's like, nope. But Raph wants to leave her behind, but Donnie says that's not what Master Splinter would want. But because Raph's memory's gone, he doesn't remember Splinter, which is sad. But the only things he could remember when they were camping out, Raph was eating cockroaches, and he used to be afraid of them. And Donnie was like, ooh, you're afraid of them. And he's like, I don't remember that. But they're just eating bugs and stuff to survive. But we do find out what's happened to Donnie. During the mutagen explosion, Donnie's body was damaged, but his mind was transferred into Metalhead Mark II, like Iron Man. But so it confirms that Donnie did eventually rebuild a Metalhead. And we even do see a flashback when Raph's hallucinating. He sees how it all happened. A mutagen bomb went up, exploded, and Leo pushed them all back. And it mutated everybody. But yeah, but while that's going on, apparently they are looking for their next coordinates. It's this map that leads to the Holy Chalupo, and we know who that is. But that's where they're ambushed again by the Ravengers, and it leads to a very cool Mad Max-like battle, where we see a bunch of the gangsters on motorcycles and stuff. But I think they managed to capture Mirai, and she's on the motorcycle when she actually takes out one of the goons and takes it for herself. And Raph and Donnie are using these giant, I don't know if they were giant mutagen cans, but they explode all over the Ravengers. And I think Raph manages to dump one into their main gigantic vehicle, which causes the explosion as the Ravengers are looking for Mirai, because they believe they have her location of wherever the other life is outside of this wasteland. But once they learn of who the Holy Chalupo is, Raph shaves his beard as they are settling down, and he realizes it's Michelangelo. And we thought Leo and Mikey were gone, but no, Mikey's still out there. And the episode ends with Raph staring into the night. And yeah, you can definitely see he is an aged turtle for sure. Like, he just looks full on old turtle, and even Mirai calls it out, saying like, you're pretty old. So yeah, this episode was definitely interesting. My only issue with this whole mutant, like, whatever Mad Max arc of the TMNT, I can't tell if it's canon to the show, because the IMDb says in an alternate dimension, so it must be like an alternate timeline. And there's this debate that goes on if it's part of the 2012 canon or if it's like a separate timeline where things actually went wrong into a similar version of the 2012 Turtles. But it doesn't really make sense if a mutagen bomb happened, because the Krang were long gone. But who knows? I wish they made it more clear what caused the mutagen explosion. But do I think it's canon? I honestly think it's just an alternate dimension. But honestly, some people view this as like the series finale of the show. In the timeline, maybe. But overall, I think this an idea of like for TMNT, like in a apocalyptic world, is actually a good idea. And I do like the Donnie robot. He looks super cool with his metalhead armor. Donnie being a robot is a perfect choice for an apocalyptic future. I just like the idea that he transferred his consciousness into Metalhead. But we never got to see Metalhead again after season 2. So it's a nice little call for Metalhead. And Raph, he looks buff as hell with that beard and all that armor. And I do like the idea that he's trying to remember his memories of his brother. Like, he seems to remember his brothers, but not Splinter. But it's quite sad. But Mirai's an alright character. I don't remember her too much when I saw these episodes, because originally when these after I think the Splinter episode, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles went over to Nicktoons, if you didn't know that. And that's where channels go to. Some people say that's where the shows go to die. I don't know if that's true, honestly. But I guess I was lucky enough to watch these episodes when they originally came out, because I didn't really know when the show was on after that Splinter episode. But overall, I think this episode's a pretty solid episode for sure. Very, very interesting. And the next two are definitely going to be fun to talk about. So I'd probably give this episode probably an 8 out of 10. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and Turtle Power.